Today, it's all about church cookbooks, and I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. And a very special thank you to my sweet, sweet mother-in-law for passing down her collection of cookbooks to me. And she gave me a lot. Hey y'all, I'm Valerie, and welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm sharing 4 Southern church cookbook recipes. And I gotta say, you can find some of the best recipes in these little books right here. Okay y'all, let's get started. I seen this chicken and chips bake, which sounded delicious, so I had to try it. And here's the recipe if you want to screenshot it. And all these recipes in here are always simple and easy. Well, most of the time, and that's what I love about them. And this is kind of like a hot potato salad, so we're going to start out by making the dressing mixture first. In a large bowl, I added in 1 cup of mayonnaise. The recipe called for 2 tablespoons of grated onion, but I'll be honest, I did not feel like grating an onion, so I added a half a teaspoon of onion powder. And I also added about 3/4 of a teaspoon of nature's seasoning, and it's just an all-purpose seasoning. You're going to give that a quick little mix, then add in 2 cups of cooked, cubed rotisserie chicken. Or any kind of cooked chicken is going to be fine. Now we're adding in 2 cups of chopped celery. And I'll tell you, my husband is not a big celery fan, so I pulled a little bit of that out, so I might have did 1.5 cups. I also added in 1/2 cup of slivered almonds. Now you're going to mix that around until everything is completely covered in that mayonnaise. By the way, if y'all want to see more church cookbook recipe videos in the future, please let me know because I will make more. I'm using a small baking dish for this. Mine is a 7 by 11, and I probably should have sprayed that with nonstick spray. So all you're going to do now is pour in that chicken mixture. And then just kind of spread it out into an even layer. And I'm telling you, it does not have to be perfect. And sorry y'all, I promise I washed my hands. I did not want to waste any of that. Now you're going to add on about 1/2 cup to 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Then we're going to top it off with some crushed potato chips. I used ruffles because that's what I had in my pantry, but I used about 1.5 cups. Oh, and Lori, next time I make this, I will definitely use sour cream and onion potato chips. That sounds brilliant. And you don't have to cover this. This goes into the oven to bake at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. If those chips get a little too brown, just throw a piece of foil on it. Y'all, this turned out so good. I'm so glad I tried it. And you know what? I don't know if I'll ever want a cold chicken salad again. And I didn't think Craig would like it because of the celery in it, but he tried it to be nice, and he loved it. He had a fit over it. It had a good flavor to it, and the almonds and potato chips gave it a really good crunch. This secret chocolate cake, my Meemaw has been making for years, and she got it from a church cookbook. To a large skillet, you're going to add 1 stick of margarine, 1/4 cup of shortening, 1 cup of water, and 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. You're going to whisk this and then bring it to a boil and let it boil until it slightly thickens. And make sure you whisk it constantly. Okay, it started to thicken up, so I'm removing it from the heat and heading over to the counter with it. Go ahead and get you a large bowl. You're going to add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now give that a little mix just to get it all combined. And now we're going to add in that chocolate mixture that we just made up on the stovetop. And you just pour it all in there. Don't leave anything. I think you would be fine doing this by hand, but I used my electric mixer to mix it until it was well combined. We still got just a couple more things to add in here. 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, and 1/2 cup of buttermilk. Now you're going to give it one last really good mix. And this batter is very liquidy, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's okay. So my 3 aunts and my Meemaw were taking a girls' trip to the mountains, so they requested that I make them this secret chocolate cake, which is why I'm making it in an aluminum pan. Otherwise, I'd make it in a 9x13. I wish this pan would have been a little bit bigger, but I didn't want them to have to worry about bringing a dish back. And I just poured that chocolate cake batter right on in. You don't even have to spread it out, it'll level out itself. Now this goes into the oven to bake at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Mine took a little longer because my pan was a little smaller. And about 5 minutes before the cake comes out of the oven, we're going to make up an icing on the stovetop. In my large skillet, I added 1 stick of margarine, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and half a cup of buttermilk. Now you're going to whisk this and bring it to a boil until it starts to thicken up. Then you're going to add in 1 box of powdered sugar. That ends up being about 4 cups of powdered sugar. Now keep whisking it until all that powdered sugar has dissolved. Then you're going to add in 1 cup of chopped pecans. And you can really use any kind of nuts you want in this. Okay, and you need to work quickly here because this will set up. You're going to take it back over to the counter. And right on time, that cake just came out of the oven. Now we're going to cover it with that icing. And the icing on this cake is like the best thing ever. It's almost like fudge. And I could seriously eat it with a spoon. Now you're just going to spread it out to completely cover the entire top of that cake. We were laughing about this because everybody was fighting over the corner pieces because that's the pieces that had the most icing. But this cake, if you try it, I'm telling you, you're going to be hooked. Yes, there's a few extra steps involved in making it, but it is so worth it. And my aunt just called me yesterday to ask me if I would make another one of these for Thursday. They have a friend that has a birthday coming up, and this is the cake that they want her to try. And yes, if somebody in the family needs something made, 9 times out of 10, I'm the one they come to. When I seen instant mashed potato salad, y'all, I had to try this one. You'll have to let me know below if you've ever had it this way. So if you dislike peeling potatoes, this is the recipe for you. I've got 2.5 cups of boiling water in a large bowl here. I added 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 cup of milk. I gave that a little whisk. Then we're going to add in 3 cups of instant mashed potato flakes. And when you add these in, you're going to stir it gently. Don't be whipping them up. You do want them a little chunky, if that makes sense. Now you're going to set them aside for just a minute. In a large bowl, we're going to add in half a cup of mayonnaise. I'm using Duke's because that's what we love, but I'm sure you can use any mayonnaise you like in this. I'm also adding a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, but yellow mustard will be just fine too. The recipe called for half a cup of chopped pickles, but I did about 1/4 cup of sweet pickle relish. I also added 2 chopped boiled eggs, because around here we gotta have boiled eggs in our potato salad. And after you get that really good and mixed up, we're gonna add those cooked instant potatoes that we made up just a little bit ago. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to spoon them in or dump them in a big clump, so I just ended up dumping them all in. And when you go to stir this all together, stir it lightly. I kind of broke the potatoes up with my spoon here first, and then just kind of tossed them around a little bit. And you can serve this however you want. You can serve it hot, or you can serve it cold. And I have to say, I was really surprised with this recipe. I was shocked, actually. It was really, really good. We all actually loved it. I had family over this day, and they were shocked when I told them it was instant mashed potatoes. So of course they had to try it, and they loved it. And you can really just use this as an idea and kind of take away or add to it, kind of like however you like your potato salad. I'll tell you, it was a whole lot easier than peeling and boiling a bunch of potatoes. I seen this Good Morning Lemon Loaf, and y'all know how much I love a good boxed cake mix recipe. If you're new here, I have a whole series on those. I'll link that playlist below in case you're interested. So to get started, in a large bowl, you're going to add in 1 box of a lemon cake mix, and make sure it's the 15.25 ounce box. You're also going to add in a small package of lemon instant pudding mix, and I think it's a 3.4 ounce box. Now we're going to add in half a cup of oil, 4 eggs, and 1 cup of cold water. By the way, Jennifer over at Cook Clean and Repeat has some amazing church cookbook recipes. I'll link her channel below just in case you want to check hers out. Now the recipe called for 1 ounce of poppy seeds. I wasn't sure how much 1 ounce was, so I did a little more than a tablespoon. Now you're going to mix this until it's well combined. This batter smells amazing, by the way. You'll need 2 greased 9x5 loaf pans. I didn't have 2 of the same, so I'm using what I had. And I made sure to spray it really good with that Baker's Joy nonstick spray. Now you're going to divide that batter between the 2 of those pans as evenly as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect though. If you get a little more in one pan, then that one will just take a little bit longer to cook. I gave them a little shake just to even them out a little bit, and they go into the oven to bake at 350 anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. Here they are out of the oven, and they got nice and golden brown on top, and they smell out of this world. And you do want to let these stand about 15 minutes before you slice them. And this was so easy to make, but it was absolutely delicious. We loved that lemon flavor and those poppy seeds. I gave this a 10 out of 10. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You may also like these. Don't forget to subscribe down below for more easy recipes, and I will see you in the next one.